How does natural selection really affect our senses and perception? Let's find out, shall we? So, I think we all can understand natural selection, which is the process in which animals with better genetics and better perceptions of things pass on their genes onto the next generations of the species, eventually creating this into be the norm of the species. The big takeaway is that this influences perception almost entirely. Basically, each person is going to perceive their sort of environment and their perception is going to be different. With this in mind, you're going to pass it down to your kids, in which case you are basically the biggest factor in whether they survive or not. Because if they can't perceive something as dangerous or not dangerous, they're going to die. There's so many examples in which perception will save you. Whether that's a tiger over there and you can see that it's pretty far away, so you can just say, I don't really need to go. Or if it's something flying towards you and you need to get out of the way and duck. Or whether it's just that you can figure out and you can tell that this rock is just a little bit wet and you probably shouldn't step on it. Or if you could just see that in general. It's not about what happens around you, right? It's all about how you can take that in. So just every little bit you just kind of take for granted you can understand. Remember, that's from natural selection. This is what allows you to be able to survive. It affects your survival dramatically. So now that I mentioned depth cues, let's go over that pretty quickly. So if I just put my hand over here, you can tell this is, about where my head is in this plane. If I put my hand here, you can tell it's in front of my face, right? So what are the reasons behind this? It's because of depth cues, okay? They're the subtle things that you can see that allow you to understand where something is in space. Because my hand is in front of my face, you can tell that because my fingers are cutting across my face. So that's just one of the big things that allow you to see that. Just where things are in relation, whether it's with light, just being able to tell if something is in front and the other, whether it's blocking something off, or just being able to judge it in sort of depth and distance. And these are all things that you take for granted that are really, really crucial, because if you can't tell how far something is, that could be a life or death situation.
So another thing that we need to understand about senses and perception is that the brain can see illusions. So the reason I think that we can see illusions is simply because in nature there are a lot of animals that try and hide, and you have to see through that with the little things that you can piece together that aren't exactly noticeably there in order to find out that animal is there. And so for this reason, you can see those illusions, and this will be able to save your life in case, in case there's some sort of animal that's hiding in there, and you can just barely be able to make the connections to know that it's actually there.
Hello, this is part 2 of me, Garrett's, and Steven's project on senses and natural selections. My objective and my goal in this part is to tell you the consequences of different states of not being able to feel something, such as the inability to feel touch at all, pressure, pain, and temperature. The consequences of not feeling touch are very drastic and very dangerous. Without touch, you can't really feel anything, pressure, vibration, or absolutely anything for that matter. You can't feel texture at all, and without that, it could become a very dangerous situation for a lot of people. They can't feel slippery surface, they can't feel a sharp object, they can't feel anything, so it's very dangerous. The consequences of not being able to feel temperature. Temperature is so important. Let's say I put my hand on a stove and I cannot feel the temperature, but I can feel the pain very much. That's going to hurt a lot, but I can't feel the temperature. I don't know what temperature hurts me, what doesn't. I can't go outside and feel the temperature, whether it's good enough to wear a coat or not. I may get hypothermia without me realizing it just because I'm not able to tell temperature. Temperature is very important. A lot of these little things that we don't realize, like the ability to feel temperature, the ability to feel, the ability to feel pain, are very much life and death. So Without these things, it's very difficult to proceed on with life.
The consequences of not feeling pain are very drastic. If you cannot feel pain, let's say you cut your finger, but you cannot feel pain. You can see it, but you can't feel it. And let's say it just goes unnoticed in this moment. Without pain, a consequence can be that you may die. Your finger that you may cut will get infected. You won't get that treated because you didn't feel any pain. You don't notice that it's there. By the time you do realize, it's way too late, and you're probably going to die.
Just to piggyback on Nelson's statement, there are a few people that cannot feel pain, and the reason that you don't know about them is simply because they'll just pick at their face and their body until they just lose an eye or they do something ridiculous and they just end up dying from it because they don't even know that this hurts. There's no consequence for just doing anything to your body, so it's just very dangerous.
All of these consequences let us know that evolution is just truly amazing of how people were able to detect pressure, detect pain, detect temperature, and were able to adapt to those situations. And those who were not able to adapt, sadly, did not make it and did not spread their genes on further and further down the line. So with these consequences, just shows us just truly and honestly that everything that has gone on with our minds and how we sense things has truly just been a big evolutionary aspect of it all. And without it, we honestly most likely wouldn't be here.